Welcome again to our Colombian YouTube channel. While I was in Peru, I had the privilege of having for a spiritual director a young Jesuit from Chicago called Kevin, whose other profession, if you like, was a psychoanalyst. And he suggested to me one day, it might be good if I took for my prayer on Monday the homily I'd given the day before on the Sunday. Because he said, so often, the homilies we give, at least a certain large part of them are directed to ourselves. And so when I read today's text from Luke, Jesus says to the disciples, "Stand ready, for you know not the hour when the Son of Man will come." And I was thinking for myself, how often are we called to be ready, to be alert, to be aware, to be awake? Because so often God comes to us in ways which we do not expect. And He speaks to us in ways we don't expect. And I was thinking for myself, the number of people I meet, sometimes offering and sometimes requesting. But so often God is present there, speaking and asking, inviting, correcting, encouraging. And so often I just don't hear it. I meet the person, we have an exchange, and I move on. Or could be with ideas. I could be watching telly. I could be reading a book. I could be listening to music. And an idea comes, and it really nourishes me, it really speaks to me. And I said, that was good. And then I carry on. I don't stay with it. Or I could be walking down to the train. Or maybe driving somewhere. And I see a view. Maybe a country scene. Or maybe it could be a sunrise. Or it could be a flowering bush. And I go, wow. And then carry on. I don't stay there and let the Lord speak to me in those beautiful experiences. Instead of staying with them for about 15, 20 seconds, so that there is a chance to be nourished by the Lord in that experience, in that moment. Another one is, of course, opportunities that come. An opportunity for this or that are presented in daily life. And quite often, I simply say, that would be a good idea, and move on. I don't stop and say, what is the invitation here? You know? And it's pretty important because the Lord comes at a moment or an hour we least expect. And He comes in people whom we least expect, or events, or moments, or insights. And there's an invitation there all the time to be aware, to be alert, to be conscious. Because there's a beautiful saying from St. Irenaeus. The glory of God is a person fully alive to the world around him and to his inner world. And so I want to share with you two experiences or two exercises that I received during my life. One is what we call the Consciousness Examen. And that is, you sit at the end of the day asking the Spirit to help you and just go through your day, all the different moments of that day, without judging them. They're both big and small. They're all good or hurtful, but as they are. And so you take that and sit with it. And what of all those moments speaks to you most strongly now? and let it speak. Take a moment to see what God might say to you through that specific moment. And another one is rather similar. It's the journaling. Now everybody knows about journaling. And the style of journaling can depend on the personality of the journaler, or his needs, or his customs. Some journalists will do headings, just headlines, and that'll be enough. Others will write and write and write, and that'll be enough. But they're both ways of helping us to have 7 days in a week, and not just one day 7 times. So I hope this might help you. And allow the Lord to speak to you, because He's there, He's present. And the final thing I want to say is, please don't forget to pray for those people caught up in 2 senseless wars. The one is the Jewish and the Palestinian people caught between the Israeli Defense Force and Hamas. And the other is the Ukrainian people caught between the Russia and his forces and United States foreign policy. All right, God bless you. Go well.